Yeah. Now I guess I'm audible. So sorry for that. Hello everyone and welcome to this fellowship course. This is Dr. Aarya, your fellowship instructor. And in this module, we will be learning about the critical care. What are the importance of critical care? How you have to proceed further and what are the ICU settings you will be able to see and how you have to cope up with the environment. Okay. So today is module 1. In module 1, we will be basically dealing about the introduction to critical care. We will learn about the vascular access, oxygen desaturation, bag mask ventilation, cricothyroidectomy, laryngeal mask airway, nasotracheal intubation, rapid sequence intubation, and the video laryngoscopy and intubation and suctioning techniques. Okay. So next thing is the oxygen saturation, oxygen desaturation mainly. Oxygen saturation we have read in the COVID, right? In the COVID era, what we used to do, we used to take a pulse oximetry and, every 5 to 10 minutes, we have to put a finger into the pulse oximetry and measure our oxygen saturation level, right? So oxygen desaturation is a critical clinical event that is characterized by a drop in arterial oxygen saturation, typically below 90%. Reflecting there is inadequate oxygen delivery to the tissues. So in critical settings, desaturation can rapidly lead to what? Tissue hypoxia. Next, you have the technique of bag valve mask ventilation. First one is preparation, right? You have to ensure that you have all the equipments. You have to check the bag, you have to check the valve, oxygen flow, and the mask seat. What is the position of the patient? So it is supine or sniffing position unless there is any cervical injury. You have to apply the high flow oxygen. Then you have to go for the airway management. Open the airway, use the head tilt, chin lift maneuver or the jaw thrust maneuver if spinal injury is suspected. You have to clear all the secretions or the foreign bodies that are there because we don't require that, right? When we are doing the bag mask ventilation, we don't require that we have any sort of obstruction that is coming in our way. Then you have to consider airway adjuncts like your oropharyngeal airway or the nasopharyngeal airway to prevent the tongue obstruction. Now, next, you have the mask seal techniques. One hand C and E technique. What is the C and E technique? So there is thumb and index finger forms a C on a mask. Like this, you have to hold the mask that forms a C in the mask. And the other three fingers forms a E while lifting the jaw. So what are the complications? They can be immediate complications and they can be a delayed complications. In the immediate one, they can be hemorrhage, they can be misplacement into the soft tissue, and they can be posterior tracheal valve injury. Then in the delayed one, there is subglottic stenosis, infection, dyspnea, or tracheoesophageal fistula. That is rare. Now, what are the special considerants in pediatric group? So, cricothyroidectomy is rarely performed in children who are less than 5 years of age. Why? Because the very first thing is that, guys, they have a very, very narrow airway, right? As compared to adults, the peds population have a very narrow airway. Next that we will be talking about is the nasotracheal intubation. Nasotracheal intubation. So nasotracheal intubation is an advanced airway management technique in which ET tube is inserted through the nasal passage into the trachea. It is particularly useful when oral intubation is difficult or contraindicated. So in critical care medicine, this nasotracheal intubation plays a very significant role in patients who are having the maxillofacial trauma, the limited mouth opening, cervical spine immobilization, or those who require a long-term mechanical ventilation, right? So this is the tracheal intubation. You have the cuff inflated tube. This one particularly is your laryngoscope, and the above one that you are able to see is what? It is your endotracheal tube. This one is your endotracheal tube. Now, what are the indications? The first one is airway protection and ventilation. So in cases of critically ill patient that requires prolonged mechanical ventilation. Airway protection in patient with depressed consciousness or aspiration risk. Yeah, I hope and I believe I made this session very, very clear for you all. In case you have any sort of doubt, apart from the class as well, you can ask me, you can DM me in my Instagram account. Okay. So thank you so much, guys, and keep on learning whatever the things that I have told you. Just go through them once and you are all sorted. Thank you so much, guys. We are done with today's class. Okay. Bye-bye.